broad match still sucks for lead generation campaigns for a lot of small businesses. And in this video, I'm going to talk about why I personally think that broad match still sucks in 2025. I know I probably might get canceled by some Google Ads gurus and reps for saying this, but I really don't care. You need to hear it. I've been running my own Google Ads campaigns for over a decade now, and there's rarely ever a time where I see broad match do a lot better than other match types in terms of attracting quality traffic and attracting quality leads. I have seen it work sometimes for very, very specific industries, but for the most part, I haven't. And I'm not going to say this as like this is a blanket statement that should apply to every small business, but if you've been running Google Ads for your small business and you still have yet to see strong returns from it, take a look at your match types, because I think this video is going to change your mind on how you approach it. I personally think that broad match still sucks for lots of small businesses. Gurus and reps are really trying to push it because they say that, oh, it takes into account your user search history, context of the ad group, context of the landing page. And while that's true when you're using smart bidding, I still don't find it to be that effective in terms of matching to the right search terms. And I think there is a use case for broad match if you're trying to scale a Google Ads campaign, but if you're just trying to figure out if Google Ads is the right fit for you and you're spending less than $10,000 a month, I made this video for you to show you why I don't think you should go in blindly with just broad match, even though lots of gurus and reps are going to be telling you to do otherwise. I did an audit last week of a potential client's account. They do junk removal, and I want to show you what their search terms report looks like. This column here is the keyword column. This column here is the search term. So this is what the advertiser bids on in terms of the keywords, and this is what the user searches in order to trigger the ads that are from this specific account. Now, the first fundamental of having a successful Google Ads account is picking the right keywords. The first thing that I noticed, by the way, this is a junk removal company based out of Orlando. The first thing that I noticed is the keywords here are, even the actual meaning of these keywords are broad, like get rid of junk. That's not very specific to junk removal services per se. Like it still relates to it, but then that's kind of where it gets a little messy, because Google then gets to interpret get rid of my junk and then match you to donde puedo tirar basura gratis cerca de mí. And this means where can I throw away my trash for free near me, I believe. It's been a while since I've taken Spanish, but I do believe that that's what it means. So get rid of junk matches to where can I throw away my trash for free near me. I mean, the keyword that you have here doesn't actually say free, but Google's just matching very broadly. Again, get rid of my junk, demolition Orlando, get rid of my junkyards near me. And the problem is this client is not a junkyard. They do junk removal, but they are not a junkyard, and they're getting a lot of leads around junkyard. So one big issue here is the company that was advertising for them was actually using some of like wrong keywords per se, get rid of junk. Even though it does relate to junk removal, it's not specific to just like junk removal services. So that's why it was matching to a lot of junk. And that's not a good thing for, in the case of, it's good in the case of matching to junk for the junk removal company, but in the case of matching to a lot of like wasted ad spend per se. Let's see, clean out services near me, Homaglow. What is that? So the issue here is the agency or freelancer that was managing this was already using some of the wrong types of keywords. And on top of that, they made it even worse by using broad match. Let's see. Okay. Let me show you an example where they did use the right keyword, but then it matched to something that was not as relevant. Junk removal services. That's exactly what this client does. They haul away junk, and this is exactly what their ideal customer would be looking for. Boom, U-Haul services near me. Is junk removal the same as U-Haul services? No, someone looking for U-Haul services could be looking to move a piece of furniture. It could be someone looking to rent a car or a truck in order to transport heavy goods, but might not necessarily be the same as junk removal services. So as you can see here, broad match lets Google decide what the meaning of your keywords are. And this is where things get super dangerous, because I would argue that get rid of my junk here, Google will be like, okay, well, if you typed in get rid of my junk as a keyword, then I'm just going to match you to junkyards because it's somewhat related. Or get rid of my junk, Salvation Army furniture pickup. I know for sure this client is not trying to attract someone looking for a Salvation Army or someone looking for a free furniture pickup, because junk removal services are luxury and they cost a minimum of $300. So when you leave it up to Google to decide, when you're using broad match, you're letting Google decide what the meaning of your keywords are. When you use more restrictive match types like phrase match and exact match, that's where you have more control. And this is what I recommend you do instead. And this is for anyone that's looking to, that just started Google Ads that might not be getting the best results. Instead of going all in on broad match, which is what they all want you to do. And when I say all, I'm talking about the Google reps and a lot of these Google Ads gurus. I recommend, especially if you're spending less than $10,000 a month, start with exact match. Yes, it's going to be more expensive. Yes, there's going to be more limited volume, but you're going to control the intent a lot more than if you were just using phrase match and broad match. I actually don't recommend using phrase match these days. I don't really see a strong use case for it per se anymore. Sometimes I do, but for the most part these days, I don't think that phrase match is a good fit for a lot of clients. So I just completely skip over phrase match. If you would like to see my opinion on phrase match, I will link a video in the description below for you to check out why I don't think phrase match is a good fit, because I don't think that there's a lot of benefits coming from it. But start with exact match. If you're spending less than $10,000 a month, make sure that you do proper keyword research and that you're going after the right keywords associated with the service that you offer. Put it in exact match, see what type of results you get from that. When you have them in exact match, you're not going to have to do much in terms of looking for negative keywords. You should still check your search terms report, but your search terms report, which is the report that you see here, is going to look a lot cleaner, meaning that it's going to match a lot better with the keywords that you're typing in if you were using exact match. Then again, Google will say, well, exact match is keywords that have the same or similar meaning per se. And Google keeps changing like the meaning of exact match, but I found that exact match is the closest that you can get to what you are searching for in terms of the keyword. So that's what I would recommend. And on top of that, also notice too that broad match matches to lots of Spanish. Nothing wrong with that per se, but if you don't have Spanish speakers, that becomes a problem in terms of Spanish speaking sales reps or someone that can answer the phone that can speak Spanish to your client. It's not going to be the best experience because they typed in Spanish and then they're getting someone speaking English on the line. So that's my personal opinion on broad match these days. Like I said, I don't think broad match is completely awful. I have seen it work. I do recommend to expand to broad match if you have the budget to scale and if you have the capacity to build out a strong negative keywords list. There's a lot of caveats to using broad match. I wouldn't just go in using broad match without any constraints to it. I would always add constraints in terms of adding, negative keywords and monitoring that very carefully, because it can turn into the Wild West if you let Google decide what the meaning of your keywords are, especially if you use broad match. Just like example here, get rid of junk, dumps near me, get rid of junk, and then some more Spanish. So Google gets to decide. Google's going to match you to different languages. And I do have a video too on, why that's happening and what you can do about it. And I'll go ahead and drop it below in terms of how to deal with the foreign language searches. But this is the reality. We're in 2025. Google is going crazy with matching our keywords to as many search terms as possible to appease its shareholders. And in fact, Google's earnings have been down from the perspective of an advertising side. So yeah, Google's just trying to, milk as much as they can out of the advertising part of their business. And how do they do that? And how do they appease their shareholders? They will match you to as much as possible, the advertisers, so that, and they claim, well, we match you to more so that you can get more. But the problem is the meaning is not the same. And when you're in an industry where meaning and intent is very important, that's where the bleeding of budget can happen. And before you know it, you've lost tens of thousands of dollars, and then you end up completely disgruntled with Google and blame it on the fact that Google is not a good platform, but in reality, you just didn't use the right tools in order to get the best results. So if you have any questions about broad match, why I still don't think it's a good fit for a lot of small businesses spending less than $10,000 a month, drop them in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to this channel. I post videos about Google Ads every week. And if you are looking for an audit or managed services and you're spending at least $2,000 a month, check out the link below and I'd be happy to have a consultation with you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.